All right, you ready?
Take
All right, you
four.
people asked for it, and we're giving it to you. Video.
Yeah,
We'll
don't
see
it
how
look
this
pretty?
does. Yes. Hey, when you're hot, when you're not.
You're not.
All right. Hey, welcome to another episode of Pocket Change, the podcast where we talk about reselling stuff online that we buy from yard sales, Goodwill, anywhere we can find it. Steal it from your grandmother. Whatever you got to do, people, just go get it. Put it out there. This week, we're actually doing videos so you can see our faces and wonder, oh, I thought they were better looking from their voice. But you know what? It is what it is. We are who we are. My name's Jefferson, and my co host is Joel. Joel, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. What's up, everybody? Don't steal it from your grandma.
You know what? Sometimes they're not paying attention, right? For me to steal from my grandma, I'd have to build time travel and go back to 1992. That's
I'd have to go back to at least 2016.
We can't steal from our grandparents. If you do that, you're bad. We're not because we can't.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if I look up on the screen, if you see me look up, we're not normally doing video, but I've tried to place the video as close as possible. And I'll try to make sure that I'm looking directly at you. But again, if you see me look up, that means I'm looking at things on the screen. But anyway, how has your week been, Vince?
My week has been good. I can't complain. I didn't have the sales like I had last week. This week, I really spent my time playing with video, working on the YouTube channel, working on shorts, cleaning up the garage to get myself to a place where I can set a table up so I can start doing my destruction of my death pile video anthology. Sounds good.
Death Pile Anthology.
It is what it is. So I ended up with a little over $300 in sales this week. Can't complain. A lot of small stuff. Did sell some more of those spark plugs for the Model Ts that I picked up for $50. That was a good sale. Other good sales this week. I've been doing really well with key change. I bought like 12 pounds of keychains, split them up into sets of 24, 25, and I've been selling them from $25 to $18, depending upon whether they make a offer. And right now I'm taking all offers. Last week at the end of on the show, I took the offer for that Funko Pop Star Wars for $275. I made $1.12 in profit, and it's not in my garage anymore. So hey, get on my website, CJ Benz Found on eBay, and offer me anything. I'll take it. I'm crazy. Although I did pass up on a couple of really low ones, other than that one. Somebody wanted me to sell them a $30 hat for $5. Like, come on.
Nah, that's what my
Usual.
disclaimer says. Any reasonable offers are
Right.
accepted. Reasonable can be subjective. I did finally sell that watercolor painting. Yeah.
That's the
Um,
painting with the where the people standing around the water cooler. That was you're talking about?
yeah. They're hanging
Cooler
up by the
top.
watercolor. I did finally sell that. I had it priced at $25. Had a watcher and was like, you know what? I'm going to give them an offer they can't refuse. Sure enough, I dropped to 16. And what do you think I charged them?
I don't know. What'd you charge them?
But no, take a wild guess. $16 and
47 cents?
there you go,
Yeah.
47 cents.
47 is your lucky number there.
And they took it. 1647 ended up. So I sold that. That sold that on Saturday. I'm going to be making sure to get that packaged up and get it out ASAP because I don't want to exhaust the 3 days. And I'm always a little nervous about the weekends. If you sell one late Friday, what I have found is it can, and it depends on how you got your settings because it could fall on Monday, it could fall on Tuesday. Not sure what the actual cutoff there is. I know eBay uses, what is it, Pacific Coast time? I think it's
Yes.
Pacific Coast time. But I know if you sell one on Saturday, it can fall as far out as Wednesday of the next week. I haven't looked to see. I was going to plan on getting it packaged up today and sent out either way. But I did sell that and very happy to sell it. And now it's gone. Small painting, small profit, but you know what? It's gone. It's out of the pile. It's going to be heading on its way, I think, to Indiana. I'm not holding me on that. Something just went to Indiana or the game just went to Indiana. The game that I sold for $9, it just went to Indiana. I don't know where this one's going. I haven't looked yet. I could bring it up, look, but try not to unfocus the app.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to do anything to make it upset. And I'm trying to figure out that I remember that I got to look at the light or look at the camera.
Yeah, you're trying to. Yeah, that's
Like
it.
staring at you, and they're like,
I keep
But I
looking
got
at
the
you.
headphones on because they can't see my ear hair. Because once you get old, you start getting ear hair.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I got enough. I got enough hair going on
yeah,
here.
you get hair everywhere. Sasquatch.
He's got hair everywhere. What do you
Well,
mean?
I
You got a
mean,
camera? You got a camera in my shower?
yeah, well, yeah. We've been testing lots of things.
A
Yeah, we're gonna
camera
get
in
on.
my
We're gonna
shower.
do a foot fetish site, footfinder.com. You're gonna be able to see Joel's feet on there.
You know what? I challenge anybody. I challenge anybody. Bet. I would bet money. There is nobody in the world that would buy them. Not even my wife likes my feet. Like I said, the only time they come off is you go to bed and take a shower. That's it. But
It's good to
anyways,
know you protect your feet. I don't know. I'm not much of a
I
foot fetish
protect
guy.
everybody from my feet.
Yeah,
So
there you go. You're just trying to hide them. Yeah, flip flops are not your friend.
this
So
is a little different, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't it? This is a
yeah,
little
it definitely
different.
is. It's definitely. I should have fixed my
This is
hair.
episode what, 34?
34 going video.
34, and we're finally going video. I mean,
Yeah, now I have to learn how to edit video. We'll see how that turns
I'm
out,
gonna have
right?
fun with that.
So,
Let's hope it don't, move them out. That old Japanese film.
hey, you!
Hi.
I'm going to kick your butt.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's hope it's going to end up like that. We'll see. Y'all let us know.
I think it's going to be fine.
But
Yeah,
you've had a pretty good month so far. Getting back to it, because you did what, 600 first
yeah I did
week.
600, 1,000, now 300. So it was a good
So
month. I probably did my monthly total because I was not really in it before is up 240% over last month. So that's a plus.
mine's still down. But I have got the light box, and I hope you can go to our Instagram and see the pictures of that. Like I said, it's Mr. Ugly. That's what I call it. But it does take beautiful pictures. I've got that built now. I do need to put a faceplate on the light switch because I about shocked myself the other night. But I've got to get back to making pictures and getting things up. I am going to be ending tomorrow the clearance that went absolutely like bull crap, like a roasted turd. I will not be doing that again. I will not be doing a clearance section again. All it did was create for people to go and then get mad when they couldn't double coupon me. Um, and I had that happen twice, and then pretty much nobody else paid it any attention. I still sold items from my regular store. It's all over my store. The Frugal Deals 20 whatever. Go get 20% off of the. Yeah, I have to wear glasses now too. I'm supposed to have
Yeah,
them
no,
on.
I'm trying to see, but they
I don't have them,
reflect too much.
but I'm not going to be doing that again. It was a complete bust. It didn't work, and so is my hand distracting? I talk with my hands, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try to keep them low.
That would be distracting. I know. You're just like,
But it didn't work back into where it goes on the shelves, I guess, the virtual store shelves categories, and putting those items back in. But I'm also going to be trying something new. Anything that I get as I go through my relisting process or sell similar process, which you call it not relist but sell similar process, anything that is below $9.99. So anything I put up there, and I go to see what it's worth now, because I think about every 3 months you should go back through your list if you can. And since mine's smaller than Ben's, it's easy for me to do. Go back through the list and check prices and see where we're at, because just like the Bob Ross Chia pet that Ben's had, he had it for 13, 14 months, and you had it priced and it wouldn't sell, wouldn't sell, wouldn't sell. You went on and checked price. You were like $2 high. You bumped it down and sold it the next day.
yeah, sold, yeah, day and a half. Yeah, just sold right away. The thing that
Yeah.
was holding me up was I had checked the price, and then a year and a half later, it had gone down at $2. $2 is all that was holding it up.
So you want to go back and you want to check your prices. I'm going to be going back and doing that. And anything under $9.99 and above, I'm going to keep. Anything below $9.99, I'm sending it off to the Goodwill store. I'm sending them, donating it, whatever, getting rid of it, because I do not want to spend my time on any more items that are below $10. There's my new cutoff. If it's not more than $10, I'm not going to waste my time with it. It's just not worth it. By the time you package it, take the pictures, list it, package it, do all the things to it, it's just not worth it. Like a pair of shorts the other day, I probably could have sold them, but the lady messaged me and she was like, "Can I get an inseam picture?" Which I had one on there. She said, "Can I get the measurement of the inseam?" Which I had an inseam picture on there. I went on and looked at it. I sent her the measurements. She sent back, "Are you not going to send me a new picture?" And I replied, "The picture's on there. The measurement's this way, unless you want to measure it to the out leg, and that picture's on there, and this is that." She said, "Yeah, but I want a new picture." And I'm like, "For $5.99, you're not getting a new picture." I'm sorry. I'm not going to rush off, pull it out of inventory, and remeasure it, an inseam picture for you at $5.99, because by the time I do all that in sales and I pay the fees on it, I'm going to be like Ben's making $1.12. It's not worth it to me. So if you want to get on there before I get going tomorrow evening, if you want to get on there and look at the clearance stuff and offer me some crazy deals, I may even take some losers on it right now. I don't know. I know.
Hey
Wait a minute.
man, $1 is better than no dollar, right?
This
So
isn't going to be posted till when?
just Wednesday. So
Wednesday. So it'll be gone by then. Sorry, folks. You're out of luck. If it's still on there because I've been lazy, you might want to go ahead and jump on it. If you mention in the message that you listen to our podcast, I will do anything on clearance 50% off right now. So I tell you what, I'll leave it up another week just to see. Anybody makes me an offer 50% on anything on clearance, I will sell it for 50% off just to get rid of it.
all right. Hey, and anybody that goes on my website, my Makari. I'm thinking of Makari because we got to talk about Makari here in a bit.
Yeah, we're going to get to that, aren't we?
Yeah. Sourcing this week. Did you do any sourcing?
I did. I got a beautiful picture in the mail, even though it was across town. The local shop Goodwill, where I'm at, has gone ship only except for extra large items, which kind of puts a bug in my butt. But you know what? It was $8 to ship it across town. So I spent the $8, and now I've got their packaging in their box, and I can use that to ship it out to whoever buys it. But I got this beautiful. I wish I had it here with me. No, wish I had it here with me so you could see it since we're doing video now. We might want to start bringing some stuff up the show. But anyway, it's called the Belle of Louisville. It is this beautiful hand-drawn sketch of the steamboat, steamboat, paddleboat, whatever you want to call it. I'm probably going to list it around 65 just because I always like to shoot under just a little bit. And honestly, I don't have but $18 in it. And you guys know my rule. I've got $18 in it, so let's go through my rule here. It says app not focused. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to look up on the screen too. So I've got $18 in it. I times that by 2.5, $45. And the reason I do it 2.5 there again, I want to double my money, so that's the 2. Then I want to have at least a what we call a 20% buffer. So that's 20 out of the 0.5. And then the 0.3 is to cover the fees. So that's where I get my 2.5 from. And thus, basically, if I list it for 65, this is worth 70 to 80. If I list it for 65, just going through the math, I times that by 0.8. If somebody needs me to make them an offer, 52, I'm still $7 above. So gives me a little bit more wiggle room there, but $7 is really to cover the fees. But it should be going on there soon. It is absolutely real gorgeous. I did source it. I felt like I got a great deal worth about $80. Sold comps on it. Last sold comp on one similar to it, which was a colored one. It had been done in colored pencil instead of just regular pencil, which I found out has been done later. But it just sold for $78. So it's actually a later rendition of the same one by the same artist, but it was done with colored pencils instead of shaded pencils.
No, that's cool.
I don't know what the difference is there, but maybe you want the color one more. Maybe I won't sell for as much. We'll see. I'm going to put it on there for 65 and got my buffers on, and we'll see what happens. But that was my sourcing for the week. I really do need to check my other stuff that I've got listed favorites, but I'm not trying to source a whole lot right now. I'm trying to get caught back up. Like you, I'm starting to get a pile, and I don't want mine to become a death pile.
Yeah, you don't want to get like me, brother. Not at all.
But now
So,
you did some sourcing this week as well. You
I
were
did.
watching some things. We
Hmm.
talked about it. You called me and you said, "Hey, tell me about this artwork." And
Yeah.
I told you, I said,
And it
"This
went
one
for
here
way
is
more
not."
than what you were saying.
I said, "This one here is not really worth much." But it ended up going for 40, $50. And I said that was worth about 40, $50, not worth a
Yep.
whole lot. Then the other ones, I said, yeah, they're worth around $100. They ended up going, what, 150 and 100.
72. Yeah.
So above
Yeah.
what they're really worth. And then the one, what was the name of the one I told you was probably the most valuable?
Giuseppe's dinner
Yeah, yeah.
restaurante or something. It was
And
the
what
scene in with the two dogs, the spaghetti.
and what did it end up going for?
It ended up going for just right around $40, but the more I looked at it, the
Really?
more I realized it had been rubbed. You could see it was a
Ah,
painting and it was signed, and I saw sold comps for 50. But
yeah.
as I looked at it, I noticed there's a little bit of white speckle, and I'm like, oh, it's supposed to look. And then I went and looked at the one that sold; it wasn't on there, and like their white jackets were a little tan. So I believe it had some damage. So I just, you know what? I went up to $40 and then I stopped. And then it went a little fast past that. I don't want to take a chance that I get a bad buy and
Yeah.
over $50. But then I got all excited about some other stuff.
Tell
Uh,
us about the Harley shirts because you were looking at Harley shirts.
yeah, so there were three Harley shirts. I don't know anything about Harley shirts, but I checked with this dude because he sells some Harley shirts. And then I was like, I saw the one was from England. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
So it was one from England, one from Tahoe, and one from Florida. And so I ended up paying $17 for the three of them. The one from Florida is probably a 15, maybe $20 shirt. The one from Tahoe is a defunct, no longer in open Harley store, so that makes it more value. So probably like $50 maybe,
I'd
and
say
then
30 to 50. Yep.
30 to 50, and then the other one from England is probably about a 30 to 50. Pretty good,
I think you'll
maybe
get
more than that.
more out of that one. And the reason why, and this is where you come doing your research, ladies and gentlemen. My thoughts on it is it'll sell for a little bit more because number one, it's from outside of the United States. It's hard to get her. Ah,
Yeah,
wow. It's hard to get those shirts, harder to get them because it's out. But it's also the oldest Harley dealer in Europe. It's right there in London, and it's still in business. Been around for a long time. They just celebrated over 100 years of being a Harley dealer. So those are things that you do, and you also put those in your ad. And the guys who collect Harley shirts are probably going to jump on that. I would bet that if you were to actually auction that one, you might get a little bit more, but or you might see it bid war. You might end up
yeah,
getting lower. But I think you'd be safe pricing that, depending upon the condition of the shirt when it comes in. Because I noticed we did see that maybe it was a little faded. It'll depend. It may just been light of the picture. Make sure though that you're getting a lint brush. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not have a lint brush and you've got clothes, you're going to make the same mistake I made, and you are going to hate yourself. You especially Harley t-shirts because a lot of them are black, and you've got to get that lint off and everything. They don't want to see it. But you may end up getting 75 to 100 out of that one. We'll see.
I'll shoot for the moon and hopefully hit the
That's
stars.
right.
In that, yeah,
That's right. That's
and
right.
adage. Source some other stuff. I Facebook Marketplace. I got two VCRs and 27 VHS tapes, all Disney, in good shape for $15. I tested both the VCRs; they both work. One's like a no name; it's worth about 40, and then the one that's a Panasonic looks like it's worth about $50 to $60. And then the tapes. I have a bunch of VHS tapes, so I need to figure out my game plan on selling them. I've also been buying children's DVDs, like just exclusively children ones, putting them in sets of four and selling them for 14.95. I did that with some My Little Pony, Dora the Explorer, and Care Bears ones.
Is that
And I
where
have
you're
20
beginning?
sets. And I didn't realize it till I picked the last one. I'm like, hey, these all sold. So,
Is that where you're beginning to see some traction? Is these lotting things together? Because I know you've done the pins, the keychains.
yeah,
You
if
know,
it's, I'm lotting things together that would sell for a dollar or two a piece. Like with those CDs, they probably would sell for $5 a piece. But if you put four together for $15, they seem to sell fairly quick. And then you get a $15 sale. And then after they pay the shipping and all that, you end up making $10. So if you do it for $5 and they pay the shipping, you end up making like $2, right? So you end up only making $8
right?
on four instead of $10 on four. So
So
The
better to
keychains,
lock.
I bought a big box of keychains and tried it. And the hockey pins, I sold a bunch of those. I still have to relist the ones that I pulled down. I have spent too much time playing with YouTube and trying to figure that out. But I've been doing it for 2 weeks, and I just hit 41 subscribers, which isn't a lot, but that's pretty good in 2 weeks.
But
And
two
I
weeks,
have
that's pretty good.
29,000 views. And that's just playing around with doing a joke of the day and doing like some faceless videos about the world's greatest thrift store finds. Those are taking off. I'm getting, I think, 1,000 views a piece. I have 32 more that I've made that I need to now list out. So I spent this weekend just making short form video. So I got 32 videos that I need to now post. And I think I'm going to do one Monday and Friday or something like that and make it and drag it out. And then start working on some long form stuff with the death pile. And then try to build that up with using my face. You
But
know.
see, that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. And I know you were talking earlier. You was like, you don't want to make video the thing. You want reselling the thing. You guys who are listening to podcasts on Spotify, continue. We love it. We love the fact, and we love your responses. But we're doing this video thing here and putting the podcast on with the reselling thrift store finds. There's information in those shorts. I go and I listen to them, and I'm like, wow, I never thought about even looking for that in a thrift store.
Yeah.
So there's information in that, and then of course the jokes of the day. I listen to those. I don't listen to those as religiously as I probably should to help you out, buddy. But
Sorry.
I get a little chuckle out of them every now and again. They're like dad jokes.
Yeah, they're corny. I did stand for a long time. They're not representative of my stand-up comedy because
Oh,
that my stand-up comedy was a lot dirtier. So I'm trying to be clean. But I have worked out. I'm working on a 20-minute bit on reselling. So if anybody has a reselling conference they'd like me to come to and do 20 minutes of comedy, I can do it for you. It'll be
there
funny.
you go.
It might be a little dirty, but it'll be funny. But that's the thing. I'm just playing around with it. I'm having fun. The jokes are, and then beyond that, you got to make them like less than a minute. So most of them are like 24 seconds to 30 seconds.
Yeah,
You're
the
trying
problem
to
with those
cut them
though
down.
is talking about you, gentlemen. We're on our 34th episode here of the podcast. He just said he's got 29,000 views. He's got 41 subscribers. Here's what I want you to understand. He's not monetized yet.
No,
So
not at all.
it's not like we're leaving the
No,
reselling
no, we're not. This is actually, I enjoy doing this podcast more than I do any of the other stuff so far. Monetization, Montezuma's revenge.
You know what we should do right now? Just thought
To
about
be
it.
monetized, you need 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 40 people, so
You know what we should do? I just
6
thought
months.
about
That's what I'm saying. My goal is to be monetized in 6 months, and I can retire and just live on the beach and drink coconut milk out of
There
coconuts.
you
I
go.
don't
There
know,
you go.
with a Hawaiian girl sitting on my lap and my wife on the other lap. Just I don't. No, just kidding.
Anyway, I've got an
Makes no
idea.
sense.
Now that we've gone to video,
You say we go to video and then you lock up.
did I lock up or did I just stop?
You did.
Am I
You said,
moving?
and now that we've gone to video,
Maybe it was a good lockup.
yeah,
Anyway, am I back now?
you're
You got me
back.
back now?
It was just
Oh,
cute.
sweet. I think that we should do. Remember when we were playing that one account and you would not raid people if they could answer your riddle of the day?
Yes, I did that. We were on Com One for Travian, and we had the Scuffle account, and we were like 3 times bigger than the next biggest person. I don't know what happened. It just dialed in, and we were like, you had these little men, you'd send them out to steal stuff, and then people were like, "Hey, I can't grow up. All right, answer this riddle, and I won't raid you for the day." And
Yeah,
then
so here's what I think we should do. I think the first listener or first watcher who can give us the exact number of how many times you spit in your spit cup and I vape, we give them an extra 10% on anything they buy.
they get 50%. Actually, if you can tell us that number, I'm not going to count it, so just make a number up. I'll send you anything in my store for free under $25.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Well,
'Cause
I'll do
that's
that.
like,
I don't care. Just
that's
somebody
almost
that
my
tells me
entire
that wants
store.
it. Hey, I'm in.
That's like my entire store.
And
I've
I'm
got
thinking
very few
for the
over
next one,
25.
I'll probably use a Zin so I don't spit because it seems distracting even to me. You can smoke; it's less disgusting, I think.
I don't smoke. I do this
You
sinking
vape. You can
down.
vape. I put the Zin in, and I don't have to spit, and then I don't have to
Sometimes
spit.
I wish I still smoked.
It's a bad habit. I'm just trying to quit for 7 years, but
Oh,
I
I'm
also
trying
been
to.
trying not to touch myself. But you know what? Sometimes stuff happens, right? Look, I'm gonna do it right here in front of you. You ready?
It's
Oh
like the
yeah.
guy I was watching on his
Oh
show the
yeah.
other night, Texas Metal. And the guy's doing it, and he goes, "Hey, you got a pretty strong wrist. You must be married." And the other guy did not. He did not deny it. He didn't say nothing. He just looked straight at the guy. So we'll leave it at that. Clean family show.
All right,
Family
what are we talking
show.
about? So I sourced that, and then I bought a bunch of stuff on
Oh
some
well.
auctions. I ended up like I bought so much stuff that I'm going to actually not pay for some of it. I'm just like, why did I buy this? It's buyer's remorse. You know what? My wife's out of town. I'm all alone. I got nobody to talk to. It's Friday night. I'm sitting by myself in my underwear watching these things go. I'm like, I can make money on that. I can make money on that. I can make money on that. And then after they charge you the $4.95 fee that I forgot about, and then the shipping, and then you can't combine it the way I thought I could combine it. I'm like, you know what? Well, maybe I could pick it up. Then I realize it's like a 6 hour drive. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it. And then hopefully I get banned from that site and I can't buy anything for 6 months because I got to stop buying things.
You really
But
do. You really have got to
I
quit buying
did
stuff.
get, I bought, yeah. So I was like, I need a GoPro because I don't have a GoPro. I'm using my phone. I think a GoPro would be better. That way you don't have to convert it. So then I saw that and I was like, you know what? I should probably look up GoPro. They had a bunch of GoPros on there. I ended up buying 4 different lots of GoPros. I'm like, what? Because I was worried I wasn't going to get the one. So I bid on the other ones. So now,
Professional, ladies and gentlemen, you see us vaping, spitting, drinking.
hell
No.
yeah,
What
GoPro.
exactly did you source this week for the store?
I bought
What?
some. Okay, so the one place where I got a
Got the
good deal, right?
VHS.
So
Got the
with this
VHS.
company, they'll ship you up to 20 pounds in a box. So I bought these VHS tapes that were sealed. So I ended up buying that. It only weighed 12.79 pounds. So I had 7 pounds to fill. So I went through that person's whole thing and I ended up buying 3 pounds of keychains and a 4 pound statue of a golfer that's bronze that I think is worth $200 for $7.99. So I put all that in a box. I
Now,
got
how
the
heavy is
so
that
I
thing
got
again?
it's called Reading the Green. It's a guy with this stick and it's bronze statue doing that. And I looked it up. I think I can easily get $100. So
But how heavy is it?
4 pounds.
Okay, that's not bad.
So
That's not bad.
4 pounds for that, 3 pounds for my keychains, 13 pounds for my VHS tapes, one
Mm-hmm.
box. They'll ship it to me, and the shipping was like $12. And then, so all total, I had about $44 for that. So I paid for that. And I paid for the two of the, so far, I'm probably going to pay for it all because whatever. But then I got overly excited about these Looney Tunes character stuff plush. I got it for $7.99 for 7 or 8 of them. I got Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck.
I've still got all them plush toys you had me
What?
buy.
No, have you ever posted a single one?
I've not. I need to.
Exactly. So you're never going to sell them if you don't freaking try.
I got a whole box out. A whole
Brand
box.
new, and they're like $15 a piece,
It,
and you paid what,
it's
$8 for all of them?
but the whole box. The box is like a death pile on its own. The box is literally like 4 feet long by
Yeah,
3 feet by 3 feet tall, and I'm like,
yeah.
good God.
But how many's in there?
I don't know. I ain't even counted them. 30?
30 of them, they're worth $15 a piece, and you paid $8 for the whole box. And then you keep bitching at me about this. Oh, it's such a bad buy. You haven't tried to sell them. We comped them ahead of time. I'm
I'm
like, if
gonna
I was there, I would buy
uh,
those.
I'm
But the reason I didn't
gonna
buy
lot
those is
them
because
up
they were
four
too
at a
far.
time.
No, they're good enough to sell on their own. $15 a piece. You
Fine.
sell, throw them in a poly bag,
I will get
ship.
one on this week, and we will see how long it takes. Because it's not even a good character. We'll see how long it takes it to sell. It's not like it's
Just
Mickey
because you don't know
Mouse.
the character doesn't mean it ain't good. People are looking for it at the time. It's also been 11 months since you bought it, so
It has been a long time. It's been sitting
maybe
over there.
so at least all the other people that bought them because there were multiple ones, they've probably sold theirs by now, so you can be a fresh market,
Yeah, should
buy
be.
and hold. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a good plan.
Buy and
See,
hold. That's
buy
a
and
good
hold.
plan of reselling. That's not a good plan of reselling. Don't do that.
That's what I've been
Don't
doing all this stuff. I've been buying it, holding it, holding it.
don't do
Now it's
that.
time to
Because
sell.
several here's what's happened to me. The value has dropped on them, and I'm like, so the rule of thumb, ladies and gentlemen, is not to get a pile. The rule of thumb is to source and sell.
What else did I buy?
You should be going out. This should be your goal. Every week when you're sourcing, you should be going out and sourcing. When you source, you should source 20 items. You need 20 fresh items coming in per week, preferably in the niches that you develop. Because that's another thing. Benz has forbid me from ever buying belt buckles or hats. I'm not allowed to do that because I got into the Funko Pops. I bought 5 of them, and the market dropped on them. I don't think Funko Pops. I'm actually gonna lot those together. The 3 I've got left. I've already made my money back. I need to make a little bit of profit. I'm gonna lot them together. Try to get rid of them for $30. But Benz has developed a niche in belt buckles and ball hats,
That's,
ball caps, baseball, whatever, trucker hats, whatever you want to call them, flat brims. I keep buying them from Ben's. I'm not going to start selling them. I've got a few listed that I had around the house because I don't really wear them. They've
yeah,
never.
you know what?
I'm
You can
probably
do
going
it.
to
Do
ship
whatever
them
you
to
want.
Ben's and just let him have them. He'll probably sell them in a week for $50 a piece. But
Most of them sell for 15. Ball hats. Ball hats. I got
ball
these
hat.
ball hats, right? And then this one has a nice shaft down the middle. And
Well,
it's more than a ball hat.
I got one that's
It's
a golfing hat.
yeah, it's
20,
neat.
20 items a week. You need to be so that you can at least put your 5 on per day. So if you can source on Saturday, list Sunday afternoon, schedule it out, you got your week.
There you go. I
And
got to
what
get
you're
back to that. I was in the
I do
garage.
too. I do too. Big time. I gotta get back to that.
Yeah, I got busy this week. I even was not late, but I usually have 3 day shipping, but ship every day. This week I'm like, oh, I got 3 days. So this morning I got up and I had 10 things. I went ahead and packed them out and took them to the post office. If you have a post office that's near you with one of those postal like machines where you can scan it yourself, that's great on a Sunday.
That's great through the week at lunch too. The one
Yeah,
where close to where I'm giving you guys a little tidbit of where I live. I don't know if I've ever mentioned where I live, but I work near Battleground, the Battleground post office. So I go in there. They've got one of the machines, and there was a long line. I was like, "Hey, what is this?" So I stepped up to it. It took me a minute to figure out how to use it, but that was awesome. I was in and out in less than 3 minutes.
yeah, I know.
And they count it checked in, and the machine gives you a receipt.
Yeah,
You can go ahead and do it, and then you drop it in the thing, pull it down, drop it in, and raise it up.
boom.
Although I will tell you this: if you're at an old post office and it's one of the big old roll things, make sure you pop that thing up because you want that box to go down. You don't want it to pull back down. There's your package still sitting there because I had that actually happen to me. It was a shirt. I put it in there and I pulled it up, and then started to walk away, and the guy goes, "Hey, man." And I walked over, and he was holding it down, and my shirt was still laying in the bottom of it. So I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Thank God he told me because he could have just taken it right out of there. Unless it's fragile, you don't want it to go whoop, ping. Psh.
Hopefully, you know what? If it is fragile, you've packed it enough that it won't, because they're going to throw that sucker. So
Oh yeah, you better believe it.
I
And
finally sold one of those plates tonight. So then we were supposed to do this hours ago, and then I ended up with 3 sales since we talked before the
sweet.
show. And one of them was one of those plates, and I didn't have a box. Now apparently I started selling plates, but I don't have boxes they'll fit in unless it's massive. So I did the burrito with that, and then put it into a poly bag. I think it'll be all right. It's a foam plate holder. So I think actually if I just put that in a poly bag, it'd been all right. But I wrapped it both ways with cardboard, put it in there. So we'll knock on
I
wood.
gotta
We'll
get
make.
this
I
camera
sold
up.
the plate for $11. What's up?
I gotta get this camera up. It's bothering me because I'm looking at you. That's my hand,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen. Looking at you, and I really need to be looking right at the camera. So I'm looking at you
I know.
guys.
I keep looking at you, so everybody's getting this side of my big schnoz instead of me looking at that. So we'll figure that out. Maybe I wouldn't move it, but the last time,
Yeah, don't do that. The last time
and
we
then it was
lost
using
him
some
for it.
camera over here. I'm like, what is that? Oh, it's that camera on the laptop I got.
But anyway, I'm trying to think. Oh, you want to go ahead and talk about Macari?
Yeah. So Makari has gone completely free, no fees. The only fee you have to pay is $2 when you take your money out. As where before I would sell and then just move the money every time.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, then that's a hefty fee, right? Honestly, 90% of the money I make on Macari, I end up buying stuff off Macari. It's a good place to source things if you have I find a lot of VHS on there and stuff for my own personal use that people undervalue. I think I got one of those.
How do
My
you spell
graded
it? How do you spell it?
Macari, Cari, I think.
Yeah, there it is. Your marketplace. It's actually
Okay.
Mercari.
Don't
Market.
ask me how to spell. I'm dyslexic.
The app just went unfocused, but I'm bringing it up to kind of look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anything.
looks a lot like eBay. It's a little bit. It's actually a little neater.
And
I
honestly, it's easier to post on because it only asks you like maybe 4 questions.
the 40,000 questions or 40,000 pictures for a short
Now, I
pair of
think the most
shorts.
you can have is 12 on there, or maybe four. I don't know what it is. It's
I
not
was
as
just
many.
wondering.
It's nowhere near the same.
I was
I
wondering
think
if you
it's
had to have 10 pictures of an inseam of a pair of shorts.
it's much less, and it depends on where you look at it. Like all the stuff that you can put into eBay, which is a pain to do it, but hopefully answers a lot of questions, and they use them as a
Hmm.
way to search you. On Macari, you really don't have that option. It just you pick where it is, what it is, and you put a little bit of stuff, and it's much quicker to list. Once I
There's no
get more
fees.
solid and I have thing, I am going to go back to list perfectly.
There's no
And
fees. It's
yep,
only so it's the first of every month. Whatever I've made dumps over into my bank account. Once a month, it dumps over, and that's good enough for me. Because here's the thing: I'm probably going to try to move it to the middle of the month because my store fee is assessed too right there around the first week of the month. So I
yeah,
want to make sure that I'm covering that. But if you're not covering $4.95, because again I'm the low store, if I'm not covering $4.95, then I need to quit. I've not
yeah,
had a month yet where I didn't cover it, but I want to make sure. I've also been looking at Poshmark. If you've got clothes, Poshmark's basically the best one from what I understand to go list on. But I don't know that we'll ever leave eBay completely.
eBay is so much bigger. I think this is Macari's like push to try to outdo eBay. And then once they get to a similar size, I would assume then fees would come back. But if you could for now sell things with no fees, then that would be good.
Yeah, because I mean, here, there again, you heard my rule of thumb earlier, ladies and gentlemen, and you've heard me say it on a lot of our podcasts. I developed this little mathematic formula. Take the amount you got to pay for it, times it by 2.5. Why? Double all that. I'm not going to go through it again, rewind the podcast. But part of that is packing in the fees. Now all you got to do is add $2 if you're on Macari.
Yeah,
You
if
really
you
didn't.
take payment every time,
Yeah,
right?
if you take
If
payment
you
every
don't,
time.
then
So
you don't. You sell something for $10. But the thing is, the fees that I was getting before was more than $2. So it seems like a win. We'll see what happens. I might actually go back to list perfectly and start cross listing.
list perfectly. That's another tool we want to talk about sometime.
I
The
did it for a
AI.
while, but then I realized I'm not. My thing's not going up now. So you can hear me though.
Yeah, I can hear you fine, man.
That's weird. Hopefully it's recording.
If it's not, we've been at this a while.
I think it is. I think it is.
It's
If
going up
not,
on my end, going all the way up into the yellow. So I think you're good.
okay. Yours is showing up all the way to the yellow, but mine isn't. So
Oh, we're trying out some new microphones, ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen. You're sourcing equipment too, because we did the whole. Did we do the tools podcast? The
this
tools
one
you
like
need.
changes colors and everything, but I don't think anybody can see it. Oh, there you got little
Oh,
blue, and then it turns to
that
red
would be
and green.
distracting to me.
What?
That would be distracting to me.
I can't even tell it's doing it. I just thought it was cute. I
My
mean,
big question.
so I bought that. And I bought this new mic here, which I
Lord, he's
didn't
got a
use.
lot of microphones and a lot of
And I
cameras.
got my original microphone, and then another microphone. Then I got another one that just showed up. I've just been playing. I got a headset with a microphone in it. Might try that next time. Be like Madonna. Strike a pose.
All I did, ladies and gentlemen, was spend money on a camera. Bought this nice windows behind me.
Yeah, I'm just going with the mess. This is the
It
eBay
was
room. It is what it is.
I
Got my
bought
light box,
this.
my little light box, and then my stuff, and then
This is not real.
they're all.
This is a photo backdrop. This isn't really my house. And what I really like, and this is really cool, was I played with it while Ben's let his computer update late. That's why we're getting
Hey
recording
man,
late.
I didn't know the computer was going to take 47 minutes to update
You got to be on the ball, man. You got to be on the ball. But anyway, I played around with it, ladies and gentlemen. So
on
doesn't
the
it
ball.
look? I mean, if I hadn't told you, would you have thought this was a on the ball? It would have, because I looked at it and purposely changed the light in the lamp to a daylight bulb so that it looks like I'm sitting here in the daylight, but I'm really, it's nighttime. We're recording this. So it's
That's
pretty
a good
awesome.
backdrop.
I think it is too. I really like it.
I like it.
It makes me feel like I'm enjoying my morning. I should have coffee rather than water. But anyway, I got to go to bed here sometime soon. But anyway, where was we headed with all this?
I have no idea. You got on a tangent.
I was
So,
trying to ask you,
hey,
did
we
we
need to get you
release?
up. We need to get you though. We need to figure out how to get your head up a little higher because it's
Oh
all
yeah, you want me
business.
to set on phone books? I don't think they
Yeah,
make
no,
that
I didn't
anymore.
say that. There you go. Just saying, we're not getting the full beard effect. It's cut off. You're
Oh,
like ZZ Top there.
but anyway, I was doing all that. Now I know where my train of thought went. Did we release the tools sourcing podcast?
Yes, we did a podcast on tools. We have never done
Yeah.
a podcast on sourcing. We
We
need to
should
go
get
back and
back to
do
that.
that.
Yeah, we need to go back and do that. Of course, I don't know a lot of places to source, and a lot of places we source stuff. I would tell you, ladies and gentlemen, a great place to source. Find your local churches.
Yes,
Find your
church
local
sales.
churches. Church yard sales is a great place to source because a lot of times they will sell you stuff for next to nothing. They're all the items have been donated to raise money for some kind of cause or mission project or something other. And either way, you're usually helping some type of charitable donation thing and you're sourcing at great prices. I know the lady that I watch on YouTube religiously, Desert Sellers, she loves to go to churches. I know Ben's goes to churches a lot. So look them up, and they usually have a Facebook page. Like their Facebook page, and they will tell you if they've got a yard sale coming up. If they ping it and go and look, a lot of times too they'll include pictures of the items on there, so it's a great place to source. That's great. Shop Goodwill is not as good as it used to be.
No.
um, it's just not. You've got to be very careful on there and really look. One of the best things to do with Shop Goodwill right now, look at what it's been sold for, do your sold comps, and bid accordingly. Bid right then, newly listed, because somebody else may not. They'll look at you and say, "It's only he's already bid $8. If I bid him up even up $1, it takes the money off of it." But then you don't be attached to the item either, because if somebody does bid over you, remember you put your max bid in. Leave it alone. Be willing to walk away. Auction sites, if you have them, we don't really have them here in my area. Estate auctions, we have estate auctions, but they're more old school here in North Carolina.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But look at your area. Your area will tell you too what's a great place to do it. One that I heard and did not think about this, Vince, but the Restore, the Habitat Restores. So Habitat for Humanity has these stores called Restores. Now, a lot of times people go, "Oh, isn't that building materials?" No, actually, it's pretty neat. A lot of times they will have decor items
Yeah.
for next to nothing, and you can go look at it. And some even habitats will restores will have what they call a free bin, which is where they have tried to sell it there, and it has not. Quit playing with your microphone. Anyway, they have not sold it there. It's not sold so long, so they put it out for on the free rack, what they call the free rack, and it's absolutely free. And you may go, "That's junk." You need to do again, take your app, your Google app on your phone, click on it, and see what comes up, because you'll be surprised. Something that didn't sell in that area might be actually selling online for 15, $20. I know that my parents actually brought me a frame. It's just a frame. It's just a picture frame that apparently the Habitat couldn't sell. They picked it up. They thought it was neat. I actually was like, "Oh my God, my parents." But when I did the Google search on it, it come back as a $35 frame.
Nice. Yeah, I've been to the Habitat here in Tampa. And the crazy thing is they don't just have that, they have everything you can think of in that place. They have
Mm-hmm.
not just building materials, they also have like books and VHS and home goods and stuff like that. Old couches. Yeah.
Thrift stores are another decent one. You got to be careful. I would tell you, err on the side of caution with thrift stores. We've got a lot of thrift stores in our area. Some of them are just absolutely junk. Bins came up, and we went to a couple of them. They were like nasty flea markets, and they wanted way too much stuff, money for their junk. And then you've got, I don't know, you've got the Christian thrift stores and stuff like that. There is one here in the area that's a Christian thrift store. But I didn't know this. There's also a thrift store that I want to go see. I just found it raises money for the local meal mission for the homeless.
That's cool.
So I want to go check out theirs and see how the prices are and that kind of thing. Even if it's going to cut into my profit, I may still give them a little bit more. I'd be willing to give them a little bit more because they've got a mission attached to their whole thrift thing. My big question, though, and I want to ask my wife, who's the accountant, if I buy something from a charitable thrift store, do I get a
Is,
tax deduction?
is it is that a donation in itself?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Uh,
I want
it's
to get
not going to
political.
pay our military, our law enforcement, our EMS, our teachers. Yeah. As the lady here in High Point told me when I said, where, she said, you get a lot for your taxes. I said, like what, lady? She said, we have really good parks. Thanks. Our schools are
Yeah,
crappy and our roads are falling apart, but we've got great parks.
yeah. And how often do you go to the park there, sir?
I went this past week, but that's the first time I've
See,
been.
you're getting your money's worth. I don't know why you're complaining. All right, what'd you learn this week? Anything?
I learned that Macari has no fees.
I learned
So
to stop spending money. That's what I need to do. Although
I,
I did get I don't think I finished, but I got my GoPros. I got 4 GoPros coming.
yeah, you didn't
So
finish about that. So you got 4 GoPros coming. Sweet.
yeah, I bought one. They're Hero 4, and one's a Hero.
I need to look into that too. I want a GoPro. I
Yeah,
want for
if I
my
have one that works more than I don't think I need 4, so I'll probably ship you one. They
just
were a
go
good
on
deal.
there and buy it.
I was
Yeah.
looking to buy one, like the brand new ones, like the Hero 10s or 11s or whatever the new ones are. They're like $1,000. I'm like, I don't know. And then I started reading that anything above a Hero 2 is 1080p. So what's the difference, right?
Comparatively speaking.
Comparatively, I probably have $30 a piece in the 4 of them. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. We'll see. Maybe they'll show up and not work, but whatever. It's worth a try. I need one for the video, so it's doing my death pile. And I figure if I had multiple, I could put multiple up and do multiple angles at the same time. We'll see what happens.
Oh, we might be able to do that here in your little area you got there. I thought that's what I was doing earlier when your one camera switched automatically.
I did. I went over to that camera. I don't know what was going on. Took us like 20 minutes to figure out, oh, it's the laptop camera.
We'll get 4 cameras in there and we'll get the back of Benz's head here for long.
Exactly. All right. You know what? We're an hour in. I think we've rattled along far enough, and now I got to edit this, and that's probably going to take me longer because I've never edited video before.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got
Any
it.
final thoughts? I
Good
didn't
night.
find any good stories this week. eBay was very quiet. So,
eBay was quiet. Even the eBay council has been
yeah,
quiet. I don't
nothing,
know.
nothing exciting came out. Then
We both
Makari, no fees.
we both
That's the
know that
story.
eBay goes in waves, and right now we're experiencing a down loop, according to a lot of sellers. But then you got some sellers who are doing very well. I think it's items. I think it all boils
Yeah,
down to
it comes down to that. I had the guy I work with. He had stuff he was going to donate, and I said, "Hey, man, try to sell it." He sold it right away because it was desirable item. He had no feedback. He had nothing.
uh,
And over a weekend, he sold like 20 pair of jeans. If you
it
have the right
comes
stuff,
down.
it doesn't matter.
Yep. It's been great seeing you guys.
It's been distracting talking to you because I keep staring at you and not staring at the camera. So we got to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll
And then I
figure
have to
out this
figure out
whole
how to
thing.
put this into a thing so that way it looks good on YouTube. We're going to figure this out. We are going to be a YouTube podcast as well as a Spotify podcast.
Right.
So we'll probably post video on Spotify, but you don't have to watch the video. You can dampen the video down. I do that with a couple that I watch. I don't really care to watch the video. I'd like to listen.
Well, and video can be distracting. Don't listen. Don't watch and drive.
Don't watch and drive. I do. That's how I catch up my soap operas on the way home from work. Put it on the dashboard. Yeah. The Young and the Restless. Oh, gotta love that. Where
Anyway,
Victor Kariakis is doing. Okay. Hey, thank you guys for stopping by. Hopefully our video.
we'll
And I
not
was
be.
watching. All right, you good?
I'm good.
All
I'm
right,
good.
I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Say
Y'all
goodbye,
have
Joel.
y'all have a great one, Pocket Pals. We'll see y'all later.